Sorry, you scared him.
You didn't specify what 3, 2, 1.
You're right, I did not.
No,
Bingo!
I
Hey!
Lift off.
You were fag as fuck.
I'm sorry.
Brought to you by Mountain Dew.
Oh, that's fucking lovely.
Perfect timing, dog.
Hey,
Way to go.
2, 1, 3.
can we just tase him?
Maybe we'll just wait then.
Hey, we're already sunk.
We'll sync again.
1, 2, 3.
We can do this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, is it 3 and then go or on 3?
Punch somebody.
Why? When you
Volunteer.
can shoot them.
What the fuck? Why do that when you can shoot them?
What are we doing now?
I was seeing if that was Nate or not, so I was waiting for a second.
Oh.
But the dog has now been quieted. Oh, God. Did you shoot my dog?
Maybe.
Oh, boy.
No, I didn't.
Well, anyway, guys.
Should we restart? I think we should restart.
Okay, why don't you start us off then?
Ooh.
And sinking in 3, 2, 1.
I don't think we have to resync.
That's the noise I would make if I'm sinking. You didn't specify.
Actually, it'd be more like...
Babies.
You guys need to get the sound bite from Art.
Yep.
Just queued up.
the greatest drowning sound.
Who's
Somebody-
like
We
trying
need
to
to get
eat
like
the
those,
water?
the old Office Max buttons. Where it's just, that was easy. Nope.
Well, if I eat the water, I can't drown me, right?
That should really do that.
I consider looking into that. I don't know how to look into that, but I'm gonna figure it out.
You look into it with your eyes.
Hashtag
What the
goals.
fuck, man?
Hi.
Welcome, everybody, to the
waiting.
Rhinovision podcast.
No, we're not doing this.
We've already derailed enough.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Copyrighted soda that I took the label off.
I'm drinking a bang.
You're dumb.
Dude.
What? They're good.
So we got them outnumbered.
Yeah, pay him money, bang, with your...
I would totally
man.
fucking
You guys-
sell
you guys
out
see
to
that,
Mountain Dew or
let's
something.
two softest fruits we know together.
Yeah,
Just squish them until we make juice.
it's
Put some
good.
caffeine in there. We'll call it bang. Because we made the fruit bang.
It's banging.
I don't know.
Anyway.
It's gonna be one of those days.
Somebody have a topic we can get on quickly?
No, this is gonna be it. This is it.
Why not? We're fruit fucking each other.
That's true. I'd rather not talk about fruit fuck, though.
Why?
That's...
So is it a fruit cocktail then?
See it in your navel.
Is it a fruit cocktail?
Yeet! Cool.
2 points.
Thanks for taking care of my trash.
You're welcome.
You gonna throw this can, too?
Hey, floor.
We don't need no topics. Fuck this. It's more of a casual podcast now.
I'm fine with
This is
that.
bullshitting.
I'm gonna take a nap.
You actually... The funny part is you sent out topics earlier this week, and I'm like, we should just do like a casual and just talk about whatever.
Well, and to be perfectly honest, that was actually something that I was gonna bring up, was the idea where it's like, we could just sit around and bullshit and we'll have some topics if we want to go over them, but just
Can I just point out that that was not perfectly honest? That was just mostly honest.
mostly honest, I'm sorry. There was a little bit
That
of a
was
lie in
decently honest.
there. Yeah, well, I do my best.
Like 70
There was a
to
little bit of a lie in
80%.
there.
I was gonna say 12%.
12.
It's not honestly
This
what
guy,
you wanna do.
12%.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I can just move
You
the
positive?
iPad. The iPad's literally only here to cover the stain on the fucking thing.
Only fools are positive. That's a stain.
My iPad was off the whole time. My tablet was off the whole time. I just used it to look good. Just randomly typing on the screen. I'm doing stuff.
I'm working! I'm important.
Put a cat up here and act like it's a keyboard.
I'm gonna set a timer, but we'll go as long as we need to.
Whoa, whoa,
Love
whoa.
it.
Hour and
I
15
love
minutes.
that our viewers have to deal with us, like, prepping a timer.
Always
Like
figuring shit out.
professionals.
And we're professionals. Yeah.
We are professionals.
I mean, when have we ever done anything professionally?
I don't know.
Exactly. Anyway, I'm Ryan.
Maximize pet cleanup.
I'm Lane.
Vacuum cleaner says.
I'm Jay.
This is
I'm here.
this is Matt. Nate will be joining us eventually.
Probably.
I'm functional.
Probably not.
Also known as Red Jeep.
I put clothes on. Fuck off.
I'm here. Welcome.
Currently 4:30 in the morning. None of us want to be here.
If it was 4:30 in the morning.
4:35. Get it right.
Well, I mean, you guys always have your conversations after D&D. I always thought about like just setting up a microphone outside.
You know,
and, like,
honestly-
here's the fucking
No, because we
podcast.
talk about you.
That would be lovely.
The problem with that is it's always like 75% of the time about D&D, and I don't want to just have to like relay all this information to the audience.
Are you sure? Because literally one of my topics is Matt going over the entirety of this whole campaign. Go.
Fuck soul.
Don't tempt me.
He could do it.
I'm gonna go take a 45-minute pee break. Go on, Max.
I'll be back in a week.
Let me just get my notes here. Well, anyway.
Someone sounds like fish stick farts.
Oh.
What? You know what? I'm gonna leave it.
You were in the fish tank, so...
Nope, we're leaving it.
We're gonna leave it.
Ryan, you have a topic.
Yes, I do have a topic to start.
Are you sure?
Yes, I do. So, anyway, so the Game Awards are coming up this next week.
Skip.
I don't know any of the nominees.
Well,
So-
and that's the thing.
This is you.
I'm gonna go over the nominees with you guys, but what I really wanted to talk to you guys about instead, as opposed to like the actual Game Awards, because these are the Game Awards, but everybody has their own like Game of the Year, like all these different places go about and do it. What I wanted to ask you guys is what you think your Game of the Year was. So out of all the games that you played in 2019, what would you consider your Game of the Year?
Just one we enjoyed the most.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you were to say like this is my favorite game this year that came out,
Wait, it had come out this year, or we played it this year?
it came out this year. So like
Blake
for the year
never
of
plays the
2019.
game the year it comes out, though.
That's
He
very
always-
true.
He always plays it like 40 years later.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cheap at that point.
Yeah. We're cheap people. The only person who buys a game without knowing if they'll like it. Because Ryan's the guy who's like, I don't like survival games. I'm gonna get Ancestors.
Was that the monkey one?
Yeah.
Monkey one.
It's
That's
fun,
not
man.
good.
Well, I watched Jacksepticeye play a couple episodes, and I wanted him to keep going, but he never did. So I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck it, I'm getting this. I want to know how it goes. It's fun so far. The controls are a pain in the fucking ass.
And for the record, I bought 2 games this year, so...
You bought 2 games
I'm
this year.
proud of you. That's in your
Were they
record.
2 games from this year, or you
Yes.
just bought 2 games?
Point.
And what?
Yes,
What
they
games
came out.
were those? Like
It was Greedfall, and then the newest Call of Duty.
okay. Oh, you did get Modern Warfare?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. And what did you think of it?
The...
Modern.
It was modern, yeah. No, the
I thought that was a cat.
You sloth.
storyline was... Okay. It could have been a lot better. I mean, it had good, emotional pull, and the whole, oh, by the way, fuck you, come do this. It's like, oh, you gotta fix that. And then Greedfall was pretty decent. It could have done a lot better.
Yeah, I heard that got very repetitive.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of spit and polish missing from the game that we've gotten used to and spoiled, like with games like Skyrim and shit like that.
Yeah.
So you give a game like that or something else BioWare related like Dragon Age, and we're spoiled.
Well, it's not a AAA game.
No.
Like it's not a it's
When it comes to like it being an indie game, it is by far one of the most impressive indie games in a very long time.
yeah. I mean I was enjoying it for many hours until it just yes I did get bored with that repetition, and unfortunately I didn't really get involved with the characters myself. I don't know. I definitely kept going back to the whole idea of Dragon Age, and I was just like.
But have an attention span.
I didn't, for this one. I mean, I played a lot of games this year. I would say 2019 was the year that I played and finished the most games in years.
But were they games from this year?
Yes.
Because both 2 of those games I know, we've been huge fans of that series for a long time.
Yep, Kingdom Hearts 3 and Devil May Cry 5. And I had more fun with Devil May Cry 5 than I did with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes, that's what I was thinking when you were asking what our game of the year is. I know a bunch of games that came out this year, and every single one of them I can point to some pretty major flaws in each of them.
Yeah.
But that's not to say I didn't enjoy them.
Right.
But you can get that with any game, though.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I just know that none of the games that I liked the most are going to be even close to like Game of the Year quality.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I definitely like Kingdom Hearts 3. I actually almost forgot that it came out this year. I mean,
Yeah.
it was at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
But-
I can't even think of anything.
Yeah. I mean, you said Control.
Control and
I figured that would be your
Borderlands 3
answer.
are like the only 2 I can think of.
Well, Control, I feel like that would be your nomination just because of how unique it is.
Well, not only was it unique, but
Like
the
it-
storyline was so engrossing, and I always base it on whether or not the first thing I do when I get home is to jump back into a game, and that's one of the few it's been in a while.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Outside of a Bethesda game, I don't usually get that.
I was so like at first it was scratching that itch while I was waiting for Death Stranding just being like so weird and everything, and that's what I was most excited about, and it just felt so great.
Right!
Night!
Who the fuck is that guy?
But I figured Control would be yours, and I mean after beating that game, I mean I will play that again in a heartbeat. It definitely got tough. It got tough at a lot of points, and I both loved and hate that because you guys know me, I'm not big into like the challenge, but I also didn't feel like the challenge wasn't something I could overcome.
Yeah, it wasn't an absurd challenge.
Yeah.
And any game that you can like not so much easily, but realistically, platinum on, you feel better about.
Oh, absolutely.
Like the only few games I've ever platinumed on are, as I've said before, Control and Subnautica, and that's because a lot of it had to do with like the shit you just get done in the game. Period. You don't have like
I get to
stupid ass challenges.
Right, it's not
I
like
brought up a
speed
million
run this
times.
game.
My favorite one is the carbon footprint trophy in Resident Evil 2.
Oh
What?
yeah.
How
How?
am I supposed to count? You want me to count my goddamn steps throughout this game?
Right.
There's only walks
The
so many
trophy,
places,
the
so
trophy
many
is like you have to finish the game with like 5,000 steps or something.
Oh,
Man, that's like 1,000 years ago.
It's
I
just
know.
ridiculous.
hi
I
Nate.
hate
Hi.
trophies like that.
I'm here
Yeah.
now too.
Dog.
Well, there's I can't remember which game it is. It is an Assassin's Creed game. I can't remember which one it is, but it's like, or maybe it's a Bethesda game, but it's like set foot on every inch of the map or something like that. I remember reading that in a game, and I went, "What the fuck?" Yeah.
I will. I'm even kind of like hesitant about the Borderlands ones where it's like find all the named locations around here because some of them are just.
Like, why is that a named location?
There's
Right.
no purpose to ever go here aside
Bob's
to
Shack.
find new enemies. But
Yeah.
Huh?
And I mean, if you're into trophy hunting or achievement hunting, sure,
Yeah.
but there's still, I mean, even people who go after achievements like that are just like, what the fuck, man? Nate, to catch you up, we're going over what we think our game of the year would be. So for the year
It has to be a
2019,
game from this year, though.
is it the Doom
you
game
played.
that didn't come out this year?
Ooh.
You had to bring it up. You had to bring it up.
back. Fly over.
I mean, now it has to compete with Animal Crossing when it comes out. I don't know how they're going to survive.
Oh god.
I will fuck
Never,
you up.
never played a single Animal Crossing. game.
You're missing
Horizon
out.
Zero Dawn. That's my pick.
That was
Not a
this year.
2019 game.
Don't give a shit.
The DLC was.
That's true. That is
Close enough,
true.
I'll
That
take
is
it.
true.
Oh wait, Spider-Man was out this year too, wasn't it?
No. Was Spider-Man this year?
What
I think
about
it was
Fallout
this year. No,
76?
Spider-Man was the year before. Yeah, Spider-Man was out last year because
Oh,
it was
right.
with like God of War
yeah,
was last
okay.
year. Yeah.
I played it
So-
this year, I think.
Contraption.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. I mean, my favorite game this year was definitely Resident Evil 2, actually, the remake. I had so much fun playing that game through both of
That's true,
them.
that did come out.
Yeah, like hands down. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved Death Stranding. Like, I had to put more hours in that game than I think any other game this year.
I haven't played like a
so that brings up
But-
an argument that I've heard online a few
It's one of the
times.
games I played were
Does
like
a
last year.
remake have a right to be nominated for Game of the Year?
I don't
It's 3.
I don't see why
I
not.
can't remember what his name.
I can kind of understand the logic of that's not a game from this year. This is a game from however long ago's. Just improve.
And I agree, but at the same time, like playing this Resident Evil 2 as opposed to the original,
This is a complete.
it's so different.
I have no argument either way.
Yeah, I mean, but
haven't
I've heard the same argument, and I get it. But I mean, that is what I would consider Game of the Year. I just like even after Devil May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts, Death Stranding, Control, I just beat Jedi Fallen Order. That game was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was a good game. A little short. Hey-o! What about your business, fool? It's an AB conversation.
It's a need to know basis shit.
And you don't need to know.
Clearly.
You ain't part of my dick.
Well, what? So I mean, you didn't even play Sekiro this year, did you?
Barely.
Yeah.
The most I touched that game was actually on the channel.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I figured definitely you would have gotten into that since it's very similar to Dark Souls.
It's got the right
During
style.
Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
I did, but like the funny thing is like, I'm like, I was excited, but I'm not like have to get it now excited.
Sure.
And that's how I view a lot of games nowadays. It's like I'll go back to like again Horizon or some other game. I've even played Destiny,
4.
Fallout 4, Destiny this year, the first one, and just like I'll hop on those games. And like right now, there's a point where I don't need to get something new to have fun.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's a
Yeah.
weird mindset for me personally to have. It's like, oh man, this game looks really cool, but Horizon.
Hey, I mean, if that's where you get your enjoyment,
Or
absolutely.
even like this game looks really cool, but $60.
Right. Yeah.
Or the other great one, it's like, Nate, you should really get this game. I could, however, I'm in this game right now. And then you'll tell me to get it about 40 times.
Yeah.
And I still won't get it. And then finally it's like, no, I'll get it.
You want to play Anthem?
It's half off. $11 now.
Oh,
Thank
wanted
you for
to
reminding
like
me.
it.
That's the last game I purchased.
yeah.
I want to want
So I
like
guess
that.
that's my pick of the year.
Ruined the whole
Anthem.
year for Nate.
Can we go back in time and like undo that before we did it?
Well, they're gonna undo it because they're doing like what fucking No Man's Sky did. They're remaking the whole game essentially.
Boy, Mike,
Is what
glad
they
to
said.
not jump on that boat. Only person at the table who didn't.
Yeah, good for you, man. Good for you. That was a good call.
Wait until you guys tell me it sucks.
Well, I mean, I did have
A
fun
month
with
later,
it.
it sucks.
No, it's fun, but it's
It
very
sucks.
shallow.
It's empty. it's empty.
By the way, that's my pick of the year.
like my Stampa?
Yeah, because it's the only game I bought this year.
Sure.
That's it.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, the only game.
It's kind of upsetting that that's my pick of the year.
Because even Fallout 76 is starting when it came out last year.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fun.
So I'll read off a couple of the awards. I'm not gonna go over
Skip.
every single one of them. Shut the fuck up.
Next.
Anyway, and I don't know if Matt will. This one I'm surprised that you didn't pick either. But here's the game of the years for the Game Awards coming up.
Shit.
No,
so-
definitely not.
3 in the morning. Why am I gonna?
The nominees are Control,
No.
Death Stranding,
No.
Resident Evil 2,
No.
Sekiro,
No.
Super Smash Bros.
No.
Ultimate.
No. Oh.
Ultimate was this year? Wait, no.
Yep,
Skip.
it was. And The Outer Worlds.
Oh, Outer Worlds was pretty good. Again, it did run into the whole repetitious mentality, and the actual combat style, aside from being fun, was there was no real differentiation in it, even like the weapons themselves. Without like a major upgrade and being able to change the gun itself. I mean, there's an upgrade system. It's just when you come from something as far advanced as Fallout 4, or even the upgrade system in New Vegas, coming to something where it's just like make it stronger, or also add something that helps with reload, and that's it. You get one little spot for an upgrade kind of thing. I don't know. There was still limitations, but the game overall is a blast.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play very much of it, but I was enjoying what I did.
Your wall just farted at me.
Nice. That'll happen.
That's fucking. Jackass face.
You drunk your dog again, didn't you?
Yeah, but I can agree with a lot of those, except for Super Smash Brothers, because calm down, people. They just need to put something from Nintendo on there.
Yeah.
To make them feel better. It's like, here you go,
We
Nintendo.
get it, Becky.
Your participation award is here.
Well, and to be honest, like out of all the games for Game of the Year, I mean, it was one of the most popular ones out there. I would have put like Link's Awakening on there for Game of the Year. I mean, Zelda usually gets that nomination when it comes to it, but
Again, as a remake, I can understand
right,
the
that's
mentality of not doing it. But
yeah, and that one and Link's Awakening is definitely
It is a
like
complete, even
But
though
they
it is a
did have
complete overhaul like Resident Evil. It still makes sense that it would be.
yeah.
If they had Resident Evil 2, why didn't they have Link's Awakening?
I mean, they just picked a different game. You know, it just
The
wasn't.
level of platform, I think people judge them like differently and harshly, which is unfair.
They do have it on here. Let's
Maybe
see.
What sells better? What has better
What's
that?
stars?
Handhelds have their own category.
used to.
They have mobile game on here. So like
Oh,
best mobile game,
You.
they have which I've heard of maybe one of these.
Holy shit.
Call of Duty Mobile apparently is a thing.
Yeah.
Grindstone,
Nope.
Sayonara Wild Hearts,
Oh, yeah, that
Sky Children of Light, which is from that game company, which I had no idea was actually out.
Sure.
Yeah, that game.
Sounds familiar.
And then What the Golf.
Oh, yeah,
But
Something to do with golf, Bird.
I'm guessing. But Link's Awakening did get under, because they have different categories instead of just Game of the Year. There's Best Action Adventure Game, which is Borderlands 3, Control, Death Stranding, which I don't personally consider an action game, but an adventure game,
You're
sure.
not allowed to kill anybody because it blows a hole in the world. Fuck that shit.
Resident Evil 2, Link's Awakening, and then Sekiro.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, Death Stranding, I would consider an adventure game, but I guess if they put them both together, sure. I
It's
don't.
an opera. In my opinion, it's a
Yeah.
soap opera.
Honestly,
Definitely.
I
Death
don't-
Stranding is a remarkably great storyline-based soap opera.
Yeah,
See, from what I've heard is that doesn't really seem to fit the Game of the Year category, Death Stranding.
Oh, it does. It just...
It's because, from what I've seen
It definitely has
online-
Kojima's name that gets it there for sure.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Well, what I've seen
Kojima.
online, though, is a lot of
What do you
people
think?
don't like the game, which,
yeah.
fine, whatever.
Fuck, I asked your opinion.
But,
walk
like,
away.
Yeah.
I think they kind of,
This podcast.
from what I've heard, I don't know any legitimacy to this, I think they kind of rigged it to get it in there. Because I think it was Metacritic, the score was going down to like a 5.7 or something like that.
for users, and I read this
And
this morning.
and then they deleted a whole bunch of negative reviews, so now it just shot back up to
And
like a
they've been
6.9.
doing that for a lot of games because it's running the same thing with like the Rotten Tomatoes aspect for movies, where people just go on there before the game even releases and just shits on it without like saying anything. They're just like awful one.
I have no idea if that was
know?
a justifiable move or not, but I know that
Yeah.
there's a lot of controversy over
And- yeah.
controversy.
And I mean, I will
Over
say,
that game.
Death Stranding, like I said, it's Was it my game of the year? No. Was it one of the best games I've played? It's definitely up there,
I
for
think
sure.
it definitely
but-
has a place in some of those categories. I don't think I would put it in game of the year.
I mean, and that's why that's why I think this game definitely is half and half. You know, like for how many people like it and didn't like it. It's definitely it's not a game that I would truly recommend to somebody. Like, you need to play this. It's like I told you guys when I got it. I was like, try it.
When I want to win, because it wasn't advertised to high hell.
Yep.
All of those were like, buy the game, buy the game, buy the game, buy the game.
The game of the year.
Oh, they got very
The
pushy with these.
merchandising aspect.
You're not wrong.
Borderlands 3 alone was just like everywhere.
Right.
The only
Every
one-
time a break in YouTube videos came on, it's Borderlands.
Yeah.
Still doing it.
The only one that Matt mentioned to me that I didn't even think about was Control.
Mm-hmm.
That's my pick.
Below the radar, great game.
It was so good.
Every single other game from that company and that series, just
Outworld was
same
kind
kind
of on that level, but overall it wasn't like.
Yeah, I
hype
honestly
to
don't
high
think I
hell.
heard anything about it.
About Control.
Either.
Yeah.
I did because my
Outer Worlds. I heard mostly from Matt. Same
Yeah,
with
it was
Control.
Simply because Outer Worlds was initially advertised because of the fact it was made by people who helped make Fallout New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, hey, selling point.
them
Yep,
and all their
Obsidian.
cast
But yeah,
members.
Control, I saw a trailer for it a long time ago and then stumbled across like another one just messing around on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I like IGN and I like a couple other gaming sites on there that every once in a while you just get like random. Here's.
Hey, look at this. Yeah.
That's how I first learned about Ancestors
guys.
a year and a half
Found
ago.
something to fidget with.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a lot of Control like a week or two before it came out.
Yeah.
Like, that's when the marketing really just like amped up.
Yep.
And if Resident Evil 2 wasn't on that list, I would probably say Control was my favorite game this year. When I really got into it, I couldn't put it down.
Yeah.
So let's see, what else is on here? That people would actually, that we
Best
would know.
role-playing? Oh boy, don't care about any of them. Ooh, Monster Hunter World though.
Yeah, Iceborne. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's on there. Kingdom Hearts 3 is the only nomination it got this year. Outer Worlds, Final Fantasy 14 again, and Disco Elysium. Don't know what that is.
Ooh,
Yeah.
see. Best VR.
Metro Exodus.
That's pretty cool.
Best VR.
No Man's
Metro
Skies
made
is
it
on
on
there?
there?
What's that?
Metro made it on there for something?
Yeah, best action game.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Did I not say that? Oh, so wait a minute. They have Best Action Game and Best Action Adventure Game. Okay. So Action Game is Apex Legends, Astral Chain, which I heard was really fucking good. That was on the Switch. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Devil May Cry 5, Gears 5, and Metro Exodus.
I'd have to say Devil May Cry because that is action.
It was so good, man.
Yeah, that's some balls.
That game is about action.
It's like 5 seconds of no action.
Like Metro, the Metro games themselves are like Death Stranding with more actual combat. That's
Okay.
because they are that dramatic. The storyline is that impressive and intense, and the environment is the thing that sells it on you. And those games are just like that. They are a play like a book where you shoot people.
Right. I would definitely say on that list there, I mean, regardless of how I feel about it, I think Devil May Cry 5 should win that one. I mean, it was my favorite part about the Devil May Cry series that they definitely did in this one as well, besides it being, kind of fan servicey to give us everything we wanted with it. It's a fucking what I mean by that is the fact that, like, when I'm playing it, it doesn't...
They're all video games, aren't they?
That's not what I mean. What I'm getting at is it doesn't forget that it's a video game. Like, some of these narrative-driven games
Like they
that we
really
play,
try to emphasize like this is a story we're trying. This is like a big like art project we're trying to work on.
because like there's so many like narrative-built games out there these days that like when you play them, it's like you're watching and playing a movie.
Yep.
Which I do enjoy.
Is in VR
But-
category. What's the name of the company? Beat Game. That's it. Like, oh wow, that's creative. That's a creative title.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. Like it doesn't forget that it's that.
When they make the name of the game, it's like, what do we call our company? Beat Games. Perfect.
Beat off. Shit, that's not even.
Ah, damn it.
Wait, where'd you say beat off?
There.
Beat Games.
Oh,
Beat up was the
Good
joke.
conversation.
you can't have two different conversations.
We can have 3.
Hey Jay, how's it going?
We didn't play Devil May Cry.
I was too busy playing my games from like last year and the year before that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like The Witcher 3.
I heard that was great. I've been told to get it by dozens of people.
You should get it.
You can get it on the Switch now.
Yeah, because it was free with PlayStation Plus for a bit. You dink.
Did you miss
Fucking
it?
missed it.
You missed it.
Oh.
What was it? I
I'm a
just saw.
jackass.
Yeah, it goes into
Titanfall 2 is out this month.
Yeah.
I did see that and I was tempted to get it.
And
I
that's
might
supposed to
get
be
it, but I don't know if I'll ever play it.
I always
You
get
put
them
it to your
ahead
gut.
of my-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless it's a racing game or a sports game. I'm always
Which
like,
yes, that's the other one, motocross.
Yeah, but I mean, you might as well add it to your library because as long as you're paying for it, you get it. So
Right.
let's, Doesn't make any difference at that point.
Yeah.
Like, I got Wipeout. I haven't played it yet. It's like,
Yes.
Best ongoing game.
Best ongoing game: Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Rainbow Six Siege.
Siege.
Yeah.
In my opinion, Siege, because they have the most intense fan base. It's not like Apex Legends and Fortnite where it's just like, that's more
like
casual.
Fortnite.
They got.
You're
I
right.
mean, they're-
I
it's
agree.
above
Play-
casual, but I don't think it's at the same
Yeah,
level.
because
as-
there's like the people who play Fortnite and Apex, and by no means am I accusing them of being like what less gamers or less skilled than the people of Rainbow Six, because I have seen some shit that is just impressive as hell.
It will turn you.
But
Yeah.
like the mechanics of Siege force you to play a lot more intelligently than just like I need to build to not get shot, or I need to
There's more-
ride down this rail and punch this guy out a window.
There's more in-depth strategy.
Yes. Because it's a small team situation, because there's an objective to each skirmish, blah blah blah.
The maps are tiny.
Yeah.
Whereas in Fortnite, they're colossal.
Oh, gosh,
like,
they're
you can do
way too
anything
big.
with
Yeah,
them.
the
And they
big thing
shrink.
when it comes to
They
these
get
battle
wet.
royale games, it has nothing to do with the actual game at that point. It has to do with just like you go, gun, shoot.
Oh yeah, you can have like
That's it.
Shoot the guy
empty
before you-
world
There's
with
so,
a
yeah.
couple
so
of
much
drops.
just randomization.
well, your elbow's sticking out
to
and
not
shooting
only
you.
where other
Yeah.
people are, but also what weapons they have, what they find, what you find, to the point where it's just get there, get it, and get it done kind of thing. Whereas Rainbow Six, it's like, okay, what are you playing? You're playing this. That guy can break down walls. Okay, I'm gonna take this because this guy can use this drone.
There's so much tactics to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much. I mean, I've never played it, but everything I've watched, it's just like, this looks like a lot of
And
fun.
plus, like the fact that every month and a half to 2 months, it's just like here's another character. Here's another
Well, how long has Rainbow Six Siege been out
like
now?
3 years, something like
Let's
that?
see. Rainbow Six Siege came out December 1st, 2015.
There you go. 4
Jesus.
Yeet.
Like that, and like, I think
4
that's the
years
longest
ago,
one.
exactly.
Yeah. Damn close. Yeah. Because Final Fantasy 14 came out in
That's a long time
2013, so I mean, and that's been on. I think it's got nominated like every year too.
Really?
Yeah.
That one's been like a roller coaster, though. I mean, it doesn't really have like the spiking popularity
No,
of these other games.
absolutely not.
No, I mean every
It does
time.
have like I always view it as like games like this that have a popularity that just like shoot up and then stay up there. I mean, Final Fantasy's kind of just been like a
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
right.
it
It's always
goes-
had its fan base, and it's just like no one cares.
It goes up when they have their new expansion. I mean, it's an MMO, so it's like wow. But the fact is that it's still on there after 6 years.
So I mean, we can give it some credit for being consistently decent.
It's good. It's still good.
Well, it's also one of those games where
consecutively-
some of these people might at the same time be like, I've spent so much time with this, why would I not continue playing?
Right,
The people
yeah.
who play ESO. They're like, I put so many hours into this, why might as well keep playing?
Right.
right.
Because it requires so much to get anywhere.
Yeah.
I did that with Destiny. Just figured I'd share that.
Well, we'll do one. We'll go over one more category here.
Best scoring.
The best score.
I don't think I have any.
I'm gonna do audio
judge
design
that.
instead.
What are the ones for score?
Well, let's see where did it go. The best ones for
I'm always
score
a fan
are
of scoring.
Cadence of Hyrule, which is kind of like a beat. It's a Zelda game made by a different independent company that you kind of play with. It's hard to explain.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Death Stranding.
Death
Devil
Stranding.
May Cry 5, Kingdom Hearts 3, and what the hell?
Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Oh, fuck that then.
I would say Death Stranding is.
The music in that is.
I haven't heard enough of the music to judge.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any of this.
Well, they do a great job with like putting in legitimate like songs.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, I did hear
Which is
someone
cool,
mention
because
that.
it cuts up the monotony of just moving across the landscape.
It feels
when all
so
of a sudden
good when
it
you
like
hit it, too.
zooms out and just kind of like pans around you a little bit while playing.
Very
to the point where
cinematic.
You're like making your own music video by walking.
Yeah.
It breaks up the monotony of it. You can just pop them on whenever you want, which is nice.
If that's the way it plays, the way I would take it is, at that point, you're not playing the game, you're watching it.
Well, that's
There's
exactly what
something
Ryan
about
was
it.
saying earlier.
Yeah.
Is this is very much a cinematic story.
Yes.
It's not like,
A game.
Yeah, I
a
wouldn't
game.
call it an action game. It is
It's
more.
a
Yeah.
walking sim.
Yeah.
and that's fine with me.
But the good part about Kojima is because how goofy he is, it always feels like a fucking just.
Not necessarily.
have no experience with them.
The Metal Gear games have always been games. Like, you know
Right.
that you are in control of the situation. Sure, it might have a lot of cinematic nonsense to it and storyline that just boggles your mind at every fucking turn. But at the same time, you're out there, you're doing this, there's stress to it. Whereas Death Stranding, there's plenty of times where you're just like, it's kind of like driving to work at 4 o'clock in the morning where you're like, how did I get to work? I got in my car, now I'm
Jesus.
getting out of my car. How did
I just
get
made
here?
it
Did I
5
kill
miles.
anybody?
Wait a minute.
Look at your car really
With
quick
Sam
and make
being
sure there's
like,
no
"Oh, I'm ready to drop
bloodstains.
off."
Wait,
How
it's
did I get
Saturday.
across the landscape. Shit. Did I kill somebody? Boom. Oh, fuck. There's a big thing in the
Well,
sky.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Glad I got out of there.
Yeah.
That upside down rainbow, I fucked up.
Ooh.
Well, then they also have Best Audio Design, Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Gears 5, Resident Evil 2, and Sekiro.
Resident Evil 2. I
Yeah.
definitely, God. Just the ambient noise. Like, that is a game I would play again and just put my headphones on and just jack up the volume.
I did play with headphones.
Fuck!
It just, I mean, every time you just heard the fucking footsteps of Mr. X, it was just insane. Well, Nate, do you want to go over any more of these if you're looking at it here real
Best
quick?
performer.
This is best performer.
Ashley Birch as from Outer Worlds.
Parvati! I love my little Parvati. I love Courtney Hope as
from
Jesse.
Control, Laura Bailey from Gears.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Milkinson?
Did I say Milkinson?
Nicholson.
Mickelson?
Mickelson.
Milk him.
Portley.
Poretta?
Yeah, from Control.
Casper. Ooh, yeah.
And then there's some guy named
Bob Reedus?
Breedis.
Daryl.
Daryl!
What are you doing in my game, Daryl?
Those are all, like, really hard.
Yeah.
Because Ashley Birch's portrayal of Parvati is like, that's one of the driving forces of that game.
It is.
Like,
Yeah.
keeping her on your team and all the fun things she says and the way she helps conversations a little bit, and even her personal storyline is just like, oh, this is what
Out of curiosity, who has played any of these? I know you played Control, you've played Outer Worlds,
Tiny bit
you've
of
played
Control.
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
The only one on there I haven't played is Gears. Yeah.
Well, it's Laura Bailey.
And Laura's amazing in everything
and
she
Kate's
does.
been around since the beginning of the game, right?
Yeah, I believe
Her character
so.
4. She's been in since 4.
Oh,
So
okay.
two
So,
of them.
Two of them,
Yeah.
yeah.
This
I mean-
is the first one where she is the main character.
I mean, myself, after beating Death Stranding, I vote for Mads Mikkelsen at that point. I'd said it again.
You better tweet this video at Mads. Too stupid to say your name right.
We're sorry.
Double M, I'm going to call him from now on. But I mean, he was great. I would say that in Death Stranding, like, Norman Reedus was great. He was just Norman Reedus,
Well,
though.
yeah.
Like, he got better, but it
It's
wasn't.
still the mentality. It's like, hey, Norman, just read this and
Yeah.
don't put any effort into it. It's
Mads
like
put a-
hiring Tom Cruise to be in your movie. You know you're hiring Tom Cruise to play Tom Cruise.
Yeah. Now, Mads
Not gonna
brought.
play anything else.
Mads brought emotion. He brought just such.
Mads
I mean,
does that.
no matter what he's in, he's just so great. So that's who I would vote for on that one personally. But I can't say
Courtney
anything.
Hope did a phenomenal job.
She was
as Jesse
great.
Faden in
She was
Control.
so great.
And just even like her mocap was just phenomenal. Like the times when she's sitting there talking to that entity while also having a conversation with somebody else, and just like the way her eyes, like, and it's so realistic because she'll be talking and then she'll say something and you'll see her like brow furrow and she'll just like look off to the side. It's like, that's what you would do
Right.
if you're like contemplating what to tell somebody in the middle of a conversation with them. So realistic in that regard, and even like I base a lot of it on what people do in the downtime when it comes to mocap of like what is it, idle.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Animations,
Idle
where it's just-
Love idle animation.
and Jesse's are so great because you can just turn on and watch, and she does just kind of like every once in a while just like look around, just yeah, there's plenty of situations. And it's not like Borderlands. Time is bullets.
I really wish I could be killing something right now.
Is there another one you want to go over, or should we move on?
Well, I think we should cover the most important one. Best multiplayer game. We already know Jay's, which is there's Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty. By the way, it's not Borderlands. It's Tetris 99. We know that's that. And then Tom Clancy's The Division.
So you know what? I actually can't say anything because I've never done any online Borderlands.
Perfect. So we know
Nice.
Tetris 99.
Online.
Well, yeah. I mean, if the game is just going to be the same thing, just with a friend.
I'm
but,
surprised. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's
Well
it.
done, Dick.
the only thing I was gonna say is that like most of these games, like best multiplayer game and then the ongoing game, I mean, aren't those all multiplayers too? I'm missing it again, but it's funny to think that like when you have a game as big as like Rainbow Six or Fortnite, when it comes to multiplayer, why they're not also in that category.
I've never heard of any of these indie games.
No, even I hadn't.
Well, I guess the big thing
Wild,
about
that's
community, like I would kind of interpret that as like
Goose Game.
to my knowledge,
Goose Game.
there is no like professional Fortnite, is there?
No,
To my knowledge.
absolutely there
Yeah.
is.
I don't think
100%.
Nah,
Yeah,
I'm just
it's
gonna
one
go.
of
it's
the
probably
biggest things out there.
It's not one of the biggest of the esports games, but it is one of them.
It's got one of the biggest prizes at the end, though. That's
I'm really curious what they mean by best community support.
people who like it the most.
I just like
community support is like adding things for the players and changing things around.
So Arkham Forge.
Siege is on there.
It's not a game.
Fortnite
Sure
is
it
on there.
is.
The
We
only one I
roll-
don't agree with is Destiny. Destiny 2. Destiny 2 should not be on there because Bungie did not do a good job of helping the community until after the community was like, fuck your game!
Yeah, I think to be fair, we haven't seen Destiny since last year.
We have not done Shadowkeep, we have not done whatever.
All I've heard is nothing but good things.
I've heard it's fantastic, but
Nothing
after
but
that rough start, I don't want to.
Yeah,
I
all
don't
of
care.
that
The
stuff's
reason
been
I'm never
deleted.
getting back into it is because now there's literally an entire storyline about resurrecting and gaining power from Saint 14.
I think
That's
I
the thing.
heard some
Yeah.
bullshit about like
No, they're bringing him back.
separate thing.
Oh.
There's like some storyline where
They
it's
brought him
you do this raid and it unlocks it, or there's a story. It's like Savathun keeps regenerating or something like that. You have to kill her apostle. And every time you do, she gets stronger until you find this one thing that tells you, like, oh, you have to solo this run and you can get to level like 999 or something like that.
that.
And somebody did it,
Six game.
and
I
they're
mean,
just like,
That's award season.
thanks, we'll get back to that in a second.
We didn't look that far ahead.
We didn't
What else you
expect
got there,
people to
Nate?
do it this quickly.
So to top onto the multiplayer game in like the Fortnite, has anyone played? Was it Don't Even Think of It? It's like basically Fortnite with the werewolves.
No,
No,
I have not.
I've
It's-
seen.
I haven't even heard of it.
Okay.
It's okay. It's pretty
Yeah.
fun. I mean, you're scared shitless because there's a werewolf running around and that you can't kill. But,
Okay.
This is sort of like a
So like the werewolf's like hunting you the whole time? Or?
Yeah.
like a-
Okay,
It's-
I believe
Well,
other
it's
players
like
have
it's like
werewolves.
50 versus 50 battle royale, but then what is it? Randomly or pre-assigned?
It's randomly and it goes up to I want to say 5 people, depends on how many people you
Yeah,
play in
turn
total.
into a werewolf in an unstoppable kind of situation.
And you don't know who it is until nightfall hits.
Okay.
And it has a day and night cycle that's pretty decent.
Yeah.
But your body will start to freeze.
Sounds fun.
And you have to find, a campsite or a trash barrel and light it on fire. Unfortunately,
That's where the werewolf's
everyone
gonna know.
sees you.
Oh.
Hey, there's a campfire over there. Let's go take
Sounds
them
like it's got some good mechanics in it. A little bit. I like the different twists on the battle royale.
Yeah, very much
thing.
like Fortnite, but you don't have to build anything, so that's good. And then
I like
they keep
that.
it very simple, where it's you have a main gun and a secondary gun, and then you can have 2 grenades and a whole lot of health kits.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like a customizable loadout
Yeah.
situation.
Interesting.
very
I'm
much.
kind of sad to not see Revenant down there because I had high hopes for that.
Which one was that?
Revenant from the Ashes.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a skirmish-based
yeah.
kind of multiplayer game. A little bit like Killing Floor, but more over the go and actually go through an entire level. It's more like
Destiny
World War
Strike
Z.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or World War Z. But
I mean, you barely heard about it all year too, but
I heard so much about
Did
it. That
you?
was the thing.
Yeah.
And then just
it's not on there anywhere.
everybody loving it, stuff like that. It's just,
Didn't last.
I don't know if it didn't last or if it was just taken off there because, I don't
See,
know.
that's fresh indie.
I don't trust
Independent
where these
game.
things
Here we
come
go.
from. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Who's
plan
game?
on watching. I don't know if I'll like agree with
Brother
any
won't
of their
shut up about a game
choices.
called The Hunt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I know he loves it and all, but that game just seems like hell to deal with.
The Hunt.
The Hunt. It's a Steam game where basically it's the PvP mindset, but it's you versus the environment
Ooh.
and everyone else. So basically, the whole point of when you start the game, the whole point of it is to track one single target down, but you're like tracking them the whole time, and as is everyone else. So you're killing not only the environment, but other players trying to get your mark. And the whole point is you have to get your mark and then leave. The part that's terrifying about it, if you're at 25 and die, you're now a level 1.
Oh.
Yeah, that game looks really cool because it's actually it seems like a more post-apocalyptic. Hey, go out and kill cryptids.
Yeah.
Like
jeez.
you're not just hunting like a wolf. You're hunting like a fucking demon or a monster that's just terrifying. And you can either choose to be like, okay, let's work together and get the bounty, and you kill the thing because you can't just do it by yourself. But then it's like, do we kill each other? Do we share the bounty?
That's why we would never do a heist, because we're all paranoid of each other.
Honor
Like,
among
okay, who's going to
thieves.
come after me?
No, we all just shoot Ryan.
Yeah.
Split the money.
That's fair.
I mean,
I'll just
4-way split?
4 shares is better than 5 shares.
Yeah.
Damn it.
I'll just do what my brother tells me. Just go with the revolver with 100 shots and just.
That game did.
I'll hit you
really easy.
eventually.
Moreover, the thing I liked the best about it was it was a very atmospheric game.
Yeah.
It is also a shame not to see Sunken City on there, even though I didn't get too far.
Yeah.
Call of Cthulhu.
I figured that could have been on the narrative side of things.
Yeah.
But
I vote that for best visual because damn, that was beautiful. scary. Beautiful.
We still gotta play that.
It's good.
Yeah. Well, I'll save some of the other topics for another podcast because I came up with a couple more earlier since we're just going off the Game Awards. Something that got leaked earlier this week, Resident Evil 3 Remake, Matt.
Yeah, they're actually
They're just remaking all the Resident Evil games.
Yeah,
It's all the ones from PS1 as well.
Oh, I suppose, yeah.
Yep.
The only one they don't need to do is 0.
One of the
They're-
rumors
the
is
first
they're actually
one.
gonna
I was
have
gonna say, if they
it
continue
before
on with this
after
trend,
the
there's really
So
no
that
point
was
to
knocked
remake
out.
4.
No.
I don't.
4's
They'll
fine.
They'll stop at
I'll
3.
explain in a minute.
Because Resident Evil 1, when it was remade for the GameCube, even back in that day, it became... Because was that prior to 4 or after?
Ooh.
It was about the same
I think
time.
it was about the same time. I think it came out before 4.
Okay,
4 was
'cause
I will
I'm
check.
trying to remember, because I think it was the
Yeah.
most popular and highest-selling Resident Evil game of all time at the time.
Yeah, I will.
Just because of the fact that not only was it on a fresh new system, but it also was just completely revamped. It is such a, like, the epitome of a good remake. And that's why Resident Evil 2 is such a good thing, and then getting notification of 3
Holy
just
shit.
makes it all the better.
It was 3 years before Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
The
Oh, wow.
remake came out in 2002, 2001, and Resident Evil 4 came out in 2005.
Yeah.
Shit.
Perfect. Like, that is what I ever want when somebody says, oh, we're remaking this game. I'm like, it better fucking be on par with the differentiation between the original Resident Evil and the remake. Because
Right.
if it's not, then don't fucking bother.
What was the first-person shooter? That was the 0? Resident Evil?
No, that was like Umbrella Chronicles.
Okay.
Are you talking the ones like for the Wii?
Well, we played one on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gun survivor game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
Don't.
Oh, Resident Evil Survivor.
We'll play the shitty games so you don't have to.
Yeah. No.
If you want to hate yourself, play this game.
That's why we play Duke Nukem.
We're bringing it back.
Oh yeah.
I'll be sick that day.
Nobody wants to play Duke Nukem.
No.
I don't need a
I
drink.
think I got a phone call.
I would take
Yeah,
one.
hello?
Yeah, I'll take one. But to counteract, so
What the fuck?
Jeff Keighley, who runs the Video Game Awards, after the leak happened, he came out and said that none of the games that we will be presenting will have leaked as of yet. And then yesterday or 2 days ago, Sony then announced that they're doing another one of their state of plays where they have it's like the Nintendo Direct, so they just come out like, here's the trailers, here's that, no big conference or anything.
Is there a point to this?
Yeah.
You're saying a lot of words that I don't understand.
Well,
Words.
Skip.
well, fuck you guys.
No, I'm listening.
Press X to skip.
Everyone's now saying that because Jeff Keighley said that they're not going to be showing Resident Evil 3 at the Game Awards, it'll be at the State of Play instead. Because basically, the game's leaked. We know it's happening. Because it wasn't like
It was
on like
basically leaked on the
Walmart.com. It was on the PlayStation
banner.
Network it leaked. So,
It was just a banner.
And it was just a
picture.
matter of time after the success of Resident Evil 2.
oh god, yeah. I mean,
Like, within the first 2 months, it was just like, that's happening.
oh, absolutely.
Because in a lot of people's opinion from the PlayStation 1 era, 3 was more popular than 2. Because 3 added 2 very specific mechanics that were just, well, 1, because I guess Quick Turn was technically
Quick Turn.
in 0, so that doesn't count. Quick Turn is one of them, and Dodge.
Mm-hmm.
The pushing a button at the right time to duck underneath Nemesis's attacks. Plus, there's the mentality of just so many more characters in one game.
Yeah.
Which made it just impressive as well as more exciting of a game at that point. Because all the other ones had been like slowly moving through the environment, waiting for something to moan, and then you shoot. And then Resident Evil 3 comes along and adds all these heavy automatic weapons. And that was the first game to add the idea of like, well, here's a gun. And instead of you having ammo, it just has a percentile of ammo to
Right.
it. Like getting the assault rifle the first time.
And,
When you first start playing as Oliveira, it's just like, what weapon do you have? Oh, hi, I have this big old machine gun, and you're just like, yes, finally, I can actually fucking feel like I'm doing something in these fights. Then you're faced with Nemesis. It's just, all I am is a bullet sponge that punches and shoots rockets. Oh, cute.
I just can't
running.
I can't imagine what the stress is going to be like running from Nemesis in this day and age.
Because
Considering how great it was for Mr. X in 2, it's like
Exactly.
times 10. I don't know if I'm going to be able to... I couldn't handle it. I never beat Resident Evil 3 because I couldn't handle Nemesis back in the day. It's probably the only one I've never beaten. And... I remember sitting in Resident Evil 2, sitting in a fucking locker room for 20 minutes, waiting for those footsteps to go away, just going, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Hell no.
there's no fucking
Hell no.
Like, not happening.
No.
But that'll be. I like the way that he looks on that cover art. I'm excited to see. I mean, just give it to me because they give us that one, and then I'll get Code Veronica, and that's all I want.
And the thing that I think is also the most exciting about it is it doesn't just take place in the police station, like 1 and 2 do.
Right.
Or like 1 takes place in the mansion, 2 takes place primarily in the police station, whereas 3, it is the whole damn city.
Mm-hmm.
And crossing the city, knowing full well that there was just almost regular spawns. Like, you never cleared an area.
Right.
Like, in 2, you're like, for now, this area is cleared. I'm good. I can just move through these areas safely. In 3, that never happened. Like, once you went out of a building, you're just like, just go. You had to, like, mentally plot your course on your map and be like, okay, go straight, left, through the door, down, and you just waited for the sound of, like, the music to ramp up, and you're like, faster! I don't know how many times, like, I would walk through a door and then start slowly walking to the other side of the room and hear the music ramp up, and it's like, okay, run to the door, and as soon as I get to the door, just... here he comes, just running down the fucking corridor at you.
No, I might have to.
Blowing through, like...
I might have to watch you play this with
shit, just
when it comes up.
PTSD setting in.
Fuck it, dude, he gets me, man. I'm not gonna be able to play that game. There better be an easy mode.
As you can tell,
Chicken hat.
I've never touched this game.
Yeah.
But yes, I am very excited for that, because that was what slowly started to change the Resident Evil franchise to this more
Action based. Yeah.
which people might complain with, and I have my complaints from everything from 5 on. When it comes to the new ones, like 5 and 6.
But you punch a boulder in 5.
You do punch a boulder in 5. It's
Even in 4, I mean,
never got that
I
far.
really did enjoy 4.
Don't finish it. Just leave it where it is. Let it die.
I just didn't want to deal with the AI in 5.
It's not that bad.
Just don't end the game.
Just don't give them a gun if you don't want to deal with them.
You can do that.
I think the problem, I was like, when it first came out, I got all hyped up. It's like, oh, I'm going to get my brother, we're going to play Resident Evil 5, and he didn't want to play, so I just like...
So now you hate the game and not your brother.
Yes.
You're an idiot.
Have you met your brother?
Jay, get Ada.
He's alright.
Ada!
I'm sorry.
Oh, that was a great
I
day.
stand by it, that was Ryan's fault.
Turn around!
Where?
Turn around again!
Jay!
But
This
if you
was
look-
after you told me one of you has to shoot this thing, so I'm like, all right, I'll shoot this thing.
I don't
And now everyone's yelling at me, Jay, get Ada. I was trying to find something to shoot at.
Sounds
What am
like
I
it's
supposed-
6 against 1 here.
Well, that's because it's 6 idiots.
Don't worry about numbers here.
But if you look at Jay's screen, you can't see Ada. He's doing this, and she's right below
That's
him.
because I was looking at... I was trying to find the
It
target.
showed the fact that she was hanging from the edge of the...
Somebody told me to find the target, so I was looking at the target, and then the game started.
I'm just gonna call you and start barking orders while you're driving. I mean, you can do an accident, it'll be my fault.
It will be.
Recalculating.
That is legitimately your fault.
No, it's not. You
Well,
left the phone.
okay.
Oh.
Can we get back to the point where Ryan doesn't know how to count?
Yeah.
Apparently there is 6 of us in this room, but that
Right,
means Jay's arguing against himself.
Well, I
Yes.
mean, we're not counting one off screen, yeah.
See,
technically
exactly.
there's
Ryan
2
can't
off.
I
count.
always count her.
I've never claimed to be able to count.
Sensitive fiance.
I was talking about Kassy upstairs.
Oh, yeah. Good cover. Good cover.
That one I'll give you.
So you still can't count. What
Yeah.
a shame.
He doesn't count his own sister.
Just like he doesn't hate his brother.
Yeah, right.
Stop liking your family.
Don't tell me how to live my
What are you
life.
doing?
None of them like you. You know that.
They like me.
I like me.
Call your dad. Ask if he likes you.
My family exists.
They're around.
They did a thing for me.
Well, did you guys hear about how
Don't
badly?
care.
Okay, you know what? You know what?
I care
I'm
about
sick
that.
of sick of this shit.
I'll be honest.
Because
I
this
care-
whole goddamn podcast, I'm not allowed to talk.
I only care
Wow,
about
we
the
got
last.
this long without temper tantrum. You reckon?
I only care about the last one.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
I'm stoked for that last one.
All right, let's just go to the last
Well,
one.
no. I'm curious now. Since Nate cut you off, what were you
Google
doing?
Stadia flop.
Oh.
What do you think about that?
I heard-
out?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think it was 2
I've
weeks
heard
ago.
the biggest downfall is the fact that it's not... You don't download the games, you stream the games.
Yes, that's the whole
that-
point.
So none of it is saved to your system, which
Correct.
means you need a very good internet
Correct.
internet connection to play.
Yeah. Now here's
So if you live in an apartment,
You're
you
fucked.
never buy a Stadia. That's
Yeah.
the issue.
yeah.
Yeah.
You literally basically you buy a controller and you
70%
get a
of the
Google
population of the
Chromecast.
Of America
Yeah.
lives in apartments.
The idea behind
also
Stadia
like
is
the
that you can
worst
take them anywhere because they're not off of a
Everywhere.
console that you can bring around.
Now I
But
have
So like a Switch, but worse.
kind of, yeah. But here's the best part about it flopping, right? So I mean, they came out, they talked about a whole bunch of shit that they were going to release at launch. It's not going to be there.
You're here. You're here. You're here.
Are you done? You fucking done?
What? I'm sorry.
fucking done?
We were letting you guys talk.
I'm just over here and I see Matt.
I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
I was going like this.
But so it released on, it was like, I don't know if it was on a Thursday or something, and like the people who spent the money for the Founders Edition, so like launch day, Thursday, they get it on Sunday.
Oh.
So the people who pre-ordered it to get it didn't receive it for like a couple of days.
So it was just a full all-around failure.
it was a whole fucking thing.
Like
They
nothing.
hyped themselves up so much.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have not seen somebody like riding on the dick of their own hype that badly
Mm-hmm.
in so long.
It got me
How often do you
thinking
hang on
because
by?
this isn't the first time a new system has tried to introduce itself.
Riding
It's
your own
true.
dick.
It was like, what, 5 years ago,
Sega
the
was like,
Ouya?
we're gonna do this. Just kidding. We're gonna do this. Just kidding.
What was it?
How
like
about this? We're done.
5, 6, 7 years ago? The Ouya.
Ah, the Ouya.
Sorry?
Yeah. What? There was another game system
I
called
took
the
pills for that.
Ouya.
I'm fine.
It was a Kickstarter thing.
Hey, but you still got that rash, right?
Shut the fuck up, you rag boy. This is Minnesota. You are not a soldier.
Okay.
You are not a soldier. He fucking got you, man.
Yeah.
But my favorite quote that I read about the Stadia this past week after its launch was like, when they first announced it, it was like the head of Xbox and PlayStation were like, you know, Google could definitely take us down because they're fucking Google and like we're worried about it. About 3 days after the fact, they came out and like,
I
yeah,
feel like
we're good.
I feel like the gaming system market has been established and it's set in there. It's going to be near impossible for anything else
What
to
a
introduce
difficult thing to
itself.
jump into at this point. It's like Sega making a comeback.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Everyone's already had their favorites.
It could happen.
Could happen.
We could have.
Sonic the Hedgehog's gonna bring it back.
Cannot wait for that.
They're gonna come out with a new treadmill with Sonic. All you gotta do is keep running it and go fast.
I want
You're
this
fucking
actually.
onto something here.
VR, VR. Yeah.
Then you got to
So
crawl
like
up into
as
the
long as
wall.
I get like a gold ring and like you can actually use that to buy other Sega games for your treadmill, you're onto something. That shit, bitch.
God, I wish I would have tipped over on
I'm
your
just going to
tablet.
keep this up here now.
Good call.
I love the idea that we have a mic that sits on the fucking
I'm really
table now and Matt's been
curious
hitting it the whole time.
what that thing gets whenever we do that. Just, let's play. Ooh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That also
Hey,
might just be
that's
us
registered.
yelling.
Yeah.
It's not an impact mic, so. We hit it with a hammer.
All I can say is for a new Sonic game like that, as long as I can download the original skin for the movie, the Abomination Sonic.
That treadmill's gonna be a million.
Chad Sonic?
Yeah.
Chad Sonic.
Somebody said on Twitter, they were like, I hope in the sequel for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, the villain is the old Sonic.
That's what Mecha Sonic is.
Only if they call him Shadow. I was a shadow of your former self.
No, he's not edgy enough.
Put a mask on him.
Oh
Bane
my-
Sonic.
I mean, have you ever played a
I was
Sonic game?
born in the
They could do
CGI.
that. They could fucking do that in the Sonic world. It's the most
Dr.
ridiculous.
Robotnik tried to genetically engineer an evil Sonic.
It's just
He also
the.
made a robotic Sonic.
I'll still never understand the
What
Sonic
is this
universe.
fucking doctor's problem with this goddamn hedgehog?
Why
Because of the hedgehog. He's stealing his rings.
Why do the people look like people and like then the bad guys in Sonic and they never explain anything?
Well, they did the same thing with fucking Mario. The
You're
whole,
not
like,
wrong.
Kong City.
New
Like,
Donk City.
Mario's this tiny little plumber dude, and all of a sudden there's a city full of just regular people.
I love the idea that all of a sudden it's like, wait, that's not what humans look like in the Mario
Is
universe.
Mario not actually a human? What the fuck?
No, he's a plumber.
Shut up, Lane.
He's a species. Like the species is called plumber. How did you not figure that out?
That explains everything.
Also, whose idea was it for New Donk City? Come on.
New donk.
That's what it's called.
City is
Like
New
Donkey
Donk.
Kong.
That's what I call my taint.
New Donk or just
Yeah,
old Donk? Old
Instead of
Donk.
wash, it becomes new donk. Give it 2 weeks, it becomes old donk.
This episode brought to you by
Population of Old Donk City. They are bad people. They are itchy, tasty people.
Itchy Tasty.
It's called Raccoon City if I go a month.
Oh my god.
What's the next topic?
Nate, you know what's on the list. You go.
Legend of Dragons remake. What does that mean?
Legend of Dragoon.
Yeah, that too.
There is
an extra O in there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, I know. There is a rumor that there might be a Legend of Dragoon remake.
Don't yell at me. You spelled it wrong.
No,
No?
it's not
Okay.
Square
I
Enix.
couldn't remember.
Square Enix is working on one thing for the rest of their lives, and I hope it's only Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
So they're gonna make a racing game.
Sonic.
There he did. It's Final Fantasy VII.
Yes, but that's gonna be
Chocobo
great.
races.
Yep.
Shut your mouth!
Yeah, that's the
Matt's
project.
getting feisty over there. I will cut you.
This has gone on way too long.
Let me show you Raccoon City.
I now have. Don't make me take out my pants.
Here's the
Raccoon City.
Oh God! Oh, the blur Matt's sitting on Lane's face.
That's what the internet needs to see.
Oh God!
Yeah.
No, you
Like,
can't.
comment, and subscribe if you
Raccoon
want to see
City
that.
2020.
No, you kidding? The screen just goes black and you hear gunshots.
Resident Evil 8. Matt's taint.
Resident Evil 8 Matt's taint.
Resident Evil 8. Matt's taint. That's a porno if I've ever never wanted to see one.
Yeah.
Woo!
Steven, get on that.
It's a musical.
Oh.
I stand by.
What? Oh, you said it. It's too late.
No.
That's too close to my ass to be a non-stinky musical.
I stand by Steven's idea to make
Stand by?
a...
No, you're sitting by.
Steven's idea to make a musical porno would be fucking awesome. I want to see a musical porno.
After Repo? Yeah, I'm in.
You know, the worst part is,
like,
I'm sure it exists. I've never had the balls to look it up.
Somebody link us.
you didn't balls.
Somebody find us a musical porno and link it in the description.
No!
Link it in the comments.
Yes, please, send us your porn.
I want to see a musical porno.
Yes.
I'm super
I don't
curious.
care if you're just singing in the shower while fingering yourself. Just, I want to see it.
I would count that as a yes.
Even Matt stopped for a second to win. What did I just ask?
Oh, that's on the internet now.
Yeah, it is.
My email address is...
What?
Well, that's us talking about the
likes
Legend of
corn.
Dragoon remake.
There's
My dick feels like cold. .com.
That's the real Legend of Dragoon.
Oh my god!
Okay, what's this topic that Nate was super pumped about?
Half-Life.
Oh, that's
Half-Life Alex!
It's coming back, baby.
VR.
Has anybody here actually played Half-Life? Oh, I had no idea
like
you guys
most
actually
people.
did.
I
I was
played
shocked. I never knew that you
Yeah.
did.
I think I have two.
I played,
I have never played.
one and the first of the second episodes.
Black Mesa, Half-Life 2, Chapter 1, and Chapter 2. I played all of them.
Yeah, I played Half-Life 2 and Chapter 1.
Will you be getting the VR headset to play this game?
No, he's gonna steal yours.
You can borrow my VR.
It's not on
today. I don't-
PlayStation.
It's on Steam, so I have to get the Vive.
Oh,
You
yeah,
have to get their.
Which their new control looks fucking sweet.
Well, is that's the one where like you like I've
It's
seen
pressure-
Markiplier
it's a-
play.
yeah,
it's
it's
pressure.
it's
So like you
censored.
let go of it, and then like the fingers are all in the game. That's really fucking cool.
Yeah. There's a few games I want to get on VR, and this might actually push me over the edge of actually getting it, because it looks great.
It's Half-Life.
Downright great.
Alex the girl in there?
Yes.
Storyline?
Yeah.
So they're stepping away from Freeman, and I think, just by looking at it, it's basically in between Black Mesa and Half-Life 2.
Yeah, it's technically it's like kind of a prequel.
So
I
I've
think
never
it's like-
played any of the games, but obviously I'm on the internet, so I know the jokes.
Word.
Wow! That was
So I know the joke.
I believe in the...
Can I say my fucking point here? Can I ask my fucking question?
Ask your fucking question.
God damn it!
So why is Half-Life 3 like one of the biggest? Why is that a joke? I know. Is it because there was like a huge cliffhanger,
Yes.
or okay?
Heavy spoilers! In Chapter 2, Alex's father dies, and
Heavy
the main
spoilers,
villain of
14
the
years
game...
later.
I know, exactly. And the
Yeah.
main villain of the game is now, like, actually out there in the world.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
More or
So
less.
I'm trying to think of a good like comparison.
Basically,
to that.
they gave us, like, a huge, like, cliffhanger, and they haven't given us anything. And that's literally it.
It's also the fact that like the Half-Life games basically revolutionized how physics engines work in video games.
Did it? Okay.
With games to have, it has a gravity gun.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it is the greatest thing in the world because you can just pick up shit from a room and fucking.
Without Half-Life, we probably wouldn't be where we are with the physics engines in games.
Yeah.
That's why that was so. They revolutionized things
What
when
did
they
that
came out with
run
their
on? It
games.
ran on one of the Unreal engines.
I
I thought it was the the one that.
I'd have to
started
look
and
that shit up, honestly.
I thought it had the Quake engine. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you play in your Jedi Power Battle, you get the Force where you pick it up.
Yeah, yeah.
That's where you get that from.
Well, then, yes, I've very much seen the effects of what that game has done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've just never actually played
And the
myself.
storyline is actually really impressive. It's
Yeah.
got great writing. The characters are all fun. You really enjoy them.
And
all.
Quake engine, you were right. Yep.
Okay.
You get a big pet robot dog. That is just so much.
I'm in.
He's just great.
Dogs in video games, all that's
Can I
what the
pet
world-
He's
the dog?
a little bit bigger than an actual dog.
Can I-
Just a tiny bit.
But can we pet it?
Saint Bernard.
I know. That's why I said a little bit.
So like Zima in robot form.
Yeah.
That's a big puppy.
Yeah, he is. And dog is being nice. It's more like a fucking ape.
Jesus Christ.
Ape
Favorite
dog.
part, what's its name? Dog.
No.
Nice. Oh, very creative of you, Alex. Thank you.
Made it all the better. Dog. When you first
That's not a dog.
giant robot gorilla, you're like, all right.
Bitch, where?
No, I mean, even getting it way later once that orange box disc thing came out for Xbox
Yeah.
and for PlayStation, finally getting able to play.
Is it on PlayStation?
Yeah, I had it
Orange
on
Box was
PlayStation.
on PlayStation.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
Yeah, it
wait,
was,
you own Half-Life and you've never played?
I had the orange box at one point. I used it to play Portal.
Yes.
That's how I
That's
play Portal.
that's about it.
And I think it wasn't Team Fortress on there.
I think so, but I never had an
It was
interest in Team Fortress.
Portal, and then the Half-Life 2 chapters,
Yeah.
and Half-Life 2.
I think that's probably the biggest thing is I didn't want to jump into the second game.
You're not missing much.
No,
you see, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on there like this because you didn't necessarily need Black Mesa in order to know what's going on.
Because the funny thing is, at the start of 2, you get a good idea of what's going on immediately. Because everyone's like, hey, we met in Black Mesa. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, what the fuck was Black Mesa? Oh, don't care about that. This is the guy that you also met in Black Mesa that's going to help you get to this location.
It's kind of like the Star Wars movies starting at episode 14. You don't care. I mean, you know what happened in the first 3 episodes happened, and you'll see shitty movies of that later on. But you're just like, this is where the world is, and this is where it's going.
Yeah.
I
That's
can appreciate
what
that. So now that this has been announced and this is going to happen, can we start the Portal 3 memes?
No.
Please?
Wait.
I want a Portal
This
3.
isn't Half-Life 3, man. This is not Half-Life 3.
It is a third Half-Life.
Now you can.
No?
There's a major difference.
Yeah.
I thought this was like, everyone's like, finally, we're getting a Half-Life.
there-
Finally, we're getting
like,
something else Half-Life related.
Half-Life.
Okay.
Valve.
Yeah, Valve
Yeah, they
making a
haven't done
video game
anything.
again for the first time in how many years?
The last game
14?
they made was...
Portal 2.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Portal 2 was the
I was
last
thinking
game
of
they made.
Left 4 Dead 2.
Because for God's sakes, Valve does not like to make the third game.
Well, the
So,
funny thing is
what
like,
you're
they don't
saying-
need to. They made Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get like almost all their funds from like people getting Steam.
Well, they've also
So-
said many times that if we can't top it, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
That's why, like,
You
making
don't
this.
think you can pull it off, don't. You just
Yeah.
gotta let your. I mean,
And-
look at Mass Effect 3.
Exactly.
Don't do it just because you want to do it. You
3 was great.
Well, actually, now that
Andromeda was
I've gone out and said it, there's no point to building
original
a
ending.
Portal 3.
I like
What's that?
There's no point to a Portal 3. They already wrapped up the story, so.
Then there you go.
They-
started to do.
If I remember right,
Yeah.
they actually came out with like
Do a prequel.
an expansion, I think, on Steam.
It was
just,
all
a
just
puzzle
like
maker.
community maps for 2 is what
Yeah,
it
but
was.
that would still be.
Which is, yeah, that's fine.
What's
I like
the best
that.
part about those engines and, like, I mean, the Gary's mods and, like, all that? I mean, you just keep making things in those games. People do it.
And I think a big reason that Valve isn't working on anything like game related mainly is because they're focused so hard on VR games.
Oh, yeah, I
There's a
suppose.
YouTube group I follow, Stress Level Zero, where they just make VR games now. It was actually Brandon Lodge from Freddie Wong who wanted to
Oh,
get into
yeah.
game developing, and he made like Hover Junkers, Duck Hunt, and he's now working on a new game called Boneworks. And they,
Duck
like,
Hunt VR?
yeah,
Yes!
there's Markiplier played it, I think.
Isn't that the one where you play as the dog or something?
No, you play as a kid that goes in the TV and the dog is haunting you.
Oh!
That's what, yeah.
Did Markiplier play this?
I think he did.
I don't remember seeing that one. I might have fallen asleep. Fuck that dog. No.
Nobody liked that
Fuck that dog.
More or less.
He's great at Smash Brothers, though.
Five Nights at Freddy's, that dog, man.
I'm out.
Yeah, they've
Hey,
just,
Ryan.
like apparently like Brandon visits Valve often because they're Valve is constantly working on redesigning
Yeah.
what VR
good.
is.
Oh yeah,
I mean, they came up with a controller, they came up with the Vive,
Yeah.
they came up with almost everything. to
they've
get
blown past
Valve stock.
Oculus.
That's
as far
good.
as
I
I'm
think that's
concerned.
5-star.
The only thing keeping Oculus up is, I think, the new one, and we'll see how that goes.
Well, right, because like
Independent system where you don't have to put anything up in your room.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and
Self-contained.
that's great. But then what? The Valve has the fucking controller now, so Oculus probably get that
They
next.
started doing haptic controls and stuff like that, so...
I mean, it's definitely still a fight, you know. And unfortunately, like, PlayStation VR is great, but we'll see what happens with the PlayStation
Valve is
5.
winning.
Well, I mean, they've always been winning. The PlayStation
well, it's gonna just...
PlayStation
I
VR
hope
is
they don't
just
like,
it's
junk
casual.
it.
It's very
No,
casual.
I think PlayStation 5 at some point, once they realize just what's intelligent about it, they'll make a deal with Valve, and there'll be like a downloadable app for the PlayStation 5 or 6.
That would be incredible.
Where it's just the Valve app. Because the fact that people on console and people who don't want a computer or don't have a functioning computer miss out on the sheer amount of games on Steam is disgusting.
Mm-hmm. There's
One,
so
Valve,
many.
you guys are missing out on money by not doing that. And Sony, you are missing out on money by people not paying a subscription through you for that. And people who don't necessarily want to buy your system will be like, yes, now I can. That means I don't have to like build a $2,000 computer. I can still play these Steam games. Don't get me wrong, I'm well aware they're designed for PC, so some of them are going to run like a dump truck.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
On a
play
rocky
Crysis by any means.
Well, I just find it funny, like, when you put it that way, like, there is an app actually in Steam where you can just use the controller.
Yeah.
So it'd be very easy to do.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can use any controller on Steam now. You can use PlayStation. You can use Xbox. I think you can even use a Nintendo Pro controller now, so it really doesn't make any difference.
Can I use the Duke?
I don't think so.
Well,
Yeah. I think
Can I
you can
use
get
the
you
Power
can get a
Glove?
wireless Duke. I think they yeah. Well, anything else you guys want to...
VR, give me more flight simulator games. I want.
They're all that. They're
I've
literally
had-
coming out with a game called Flight Simulator that is the whole entire United States.
I've been reading this
Okay.
book, and I've had a huge craving to play like Space Fighters.
Yeah.
I just want to find one really,
Star
really good
Citizen.
one.
Here's the issue
Star
with
Citizen.
these VR games. It's like, oh, we're gonna make a VR game that's dogfights. Here's 4 missions of like World War II
Yes,
dogfights.
that's exactly why I.
Okay, so you just stop there.
More.
Put some effort into it, people.
I'm so hesitant
Higher
to
numbers,
download
like
any of these
27.
games.
Where is a AAA goddamn like VR game?
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh, we release Skyrim on VR now, yay!
Fuck it,
Just
somebody.
fucking put some effort into it.
I forget who owns the. No,
And that's what I would consider Half-Life Alyx to be.
I hope
it's finally
I
it's
hope this
that.
is the one where it's like, here's fucking Christmas.
Yeah.
somebody get the rights to the Skyward books. Make a VR game out of that.
Yeah.
Or Heroes of the Pacific.
Yes.
Flight Simulator, one of the best freaking ones there was for World War II. It was awesome. Xbox only, though.
I want to be the Red Baron.
Doesn't matter.
Think so?
Here's 80 missions of different planes throughout wars throughout the years, and including nowadays, including like shit into the future.
Have fun.
And it's multiplayer.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck.
Get your own flight squad.
Just
Yeah.
fucking go. Just do that. It cannot be that hard.
You can be Redbeard.
I already am.
no, you're not.
Call sign Redbeard.
Orange beard.
Red.
Orange sherbet beard. Sherbet beard.
Sherba!
Captain Sherbet beard reporting for duty, sir. Here.
Have you visited Raccoon City?
My middle name is Sunkissed.
Well, I think that about wraps up this week's.
Does it have we got enough taint talk?
No, we're gonna
What
have a
about
tank top.
D&D? We
Thank you for coming to my tank top.
That's fine. We'll do it some other time.
Thanks.
Christ.
Hey everyone, I'd like to welcome you all to my tank talk.
Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Hi, I've been my ass.
I've been that guy named Nate.
Oh yeah, should we sync? 1, 2, 3. Fuck you, I'm out.